Calories don't care about your feelings, but I do. We hate to be told that we're responsible for our struggles, and I get it. It's easier to blame something out of our control, like genetics, metabolism, big bones, just things we can't control. But here's the truth. We've got dozens and dozens of studies involving thousands and thousands of people that show one clear thing. A caloric deficit leads to weight loss, and a caloric surplus would lead to weight gain. But it's not the calories themselves that cause frustration. I don't think that's why people argue. I don't think that's why people get so mad about this. But applying someone else's plan to your own body and having that not work, that's confounding. And so you might look at a friend who's your age, height, job type, same workout schedule, and wonder, why does he lose weight at 2,400 calories while I have to eat 1,900 and I'll barely lose some weight? And you might think, see, Ryan, calories don't matter. But here's the kicker. They matter even more. So the issue isn't calories. It's how your body uniquely burns calories. And we look at something called your total daily energy expenditure, which is your TDEE. And so let's break that down. So this breaks down into several different components. Your resting energy, often called your BMR, but your resting energy is about 60 to 70% of this whole energy need. And these are the calories burned just to keep you alive. Breathing, heartbeat, organ, things like that. And the best part is you don't have to do anything. It's just what your body normally uses. And the more muscle you have, the higher this number goes as well. And then we have the thermic effect of food, which is about 5 to 10% of that breakdown. And these are the calories burned digesting your meals. It's not a ton, but it is something. And protein actually boosts that. It takes a little bit more energy to break down protein. And if you've been following the channel for a while, you know that everyone needs more protein. Most people are under eating their protein. So increasing your protein can also increase your TEF energy need. Then we have the next biggest chunk is NEAT, your non-exercise activity. And this is your daily movements like walking, fidgeting, standing, not formal exercise. And it's really the key that I think most people underestimate. So you have a desk job versus somebody who works on a sales floor and is constantly walking. There's going to be a huge NEAT difference there. And you might say, well, they're just skinny and I'm big boned. Well, you're not taking into account the fact that they're walking constantly. You know, they easily get 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 steps in when you might only get 1,000 steps. And that's NEAT. Then we have your exercise activity, which is also very small, maybe 5 to 15% of the overall total. This is your planned workouts, running, lifting. It's important, but it's small. So the actual energy burned during those workouts, maybe 200 to 400 calories, but building muscle in those are going to work on improving your NEAT and add to more of your thermic effective food, the TEF. So if I, in this scenario, can lose weight at 2,400 calories and you need to hit 1,900 to even start losing weight, this could be a lot of things. There could be a lot of things going on. Maybe I have more muscle, right? So muscle increases your BMR and you need more energy to sustain those muscle. Also, I walk 2 to 5 miles a day. I have a under-desk treadmill, so I'm getting my 8 to 12,000 steps in, depending on what I'm doing for the day. So even though I have a desk job, I'm doing a lot to increase my NEAT. And that's why two people might seem the same on the outside, same size, same weight, same activity level, similar jobs, but one can eat a lot more and still maintain or lose weight, and the other one has to restrict a lot more. And I think that's where we get into this emotional issue where people don't want to hear it's simple. I think people want to hear that you're not going to be able to overcome this challenge because you're just built this way, right? It's not your fault. But I think with few exception, it's not our fault, and we don't have to think of it as our fault, but it is an opportunity. It's an opportunity that we have to take charge of our fitness, of our health, of our faith, of our business, of our family, of all of these things. And we can have a real growth mindset to overcome any of these challenges. Pick anyone you look up to, an athlete, a musician, a movie star, and think of how they got to their level of success. And you can probably even find stuff on YouTube. I know when I'm looking at like an Alex Hormozy, he goes through hard things and pushes through and does the hard things in order to get there and grow amidst problems, just like everybody else has. Losing his businesses many, many times. Or me, being heavy, being 50 pounds heavier than I am now in college, and being frustrated and just starting to move. And I always told myself that I was big boned. And I always thought I had a slow metabolism. But as soon as I started doing the work, as soon as I started putting in the time, I realized these were just excuses that I was making so that I didn't have responsibility for the change that I wanted. And once I took responsibility, things started changing. So yes, calories don't care about your feelings, but you're not powerless. And your metabolism is a tool. It's adjustable. Your movement, controllable. And your results, achievable if you want it. It just takes honesty, consistency, and willingness to do the hard things, consistently. So stop blaming the things you can't control and start mastering the things you can, because you've got this. It's not easy, but it's simple, and it's worth it, and you're more than capable. And that's what we do at FORTUS. So strength, faith, family, through consistency, clarity, and action. And of course, you can DM me mission to learn more about what we do. We help Catholic dads grow in faith, family, and fitness and health, and learn those small habits to conquer your goals. Now let's get after it.